Good morning. How are things? It's nice to study with you again in English class. Of course, with me, Miss Roro. Today, we are going to talk about the second conditional. But before that, take your time for 10 minutes to read your novel. And don't forget to fill in the Google form on the link provided. Now, before we come to the explanation of the second conditional, I'm going to ask you to play a game. The game is one word game. Have you ever imagined something in your life? Yes, I guess, because everyone has many imaginations. And so do I. Now, this is the game. Tell me your imagination in only one word. Type your imagination on the comment column and post it right after I post this video. The 5 fastest commenters will get 2 points for each. Now, it's time for you to type your answer.
Let's listen and watch the second conditional's explanation.
Conditional. Conditional sentences actually have 4 types. They are zero conditional, first conditional, the second conditional, and the third conditional. But today, we are going to focus on the second conditional. The function of the second conditional itself is to describe imaginary situation, which means if you imagine something, you can use the second conditional to express it. As the source for you, you can open your textbook on page 113. Conditional sentence type 2, or also we call as the second conditional, actually has 2 clauses. They are if clause and result clause. In if clause, we will use verb to. As the example, if I had enough money. Remember, had is the verb to of have and has. While in the result clause, we will be using would plus verb 1. Remember, if clause use verb 2, while the result clause use would plus verb 1. In the if clause, your sentence will start with if. If, subject, and verb 2. Example, if I had enough money. Result clause, subject, would, plus verb 1. I would buy iPhone 12 Pro Max. If we combine the if clause and also the result clause, if I had enough money with I would buy iPhone 12 Pro Max will become if I had enough money, I would buy iPhone 12 Pro Max. Or you can start your second conditional by putting the result clause in the beginning of your sentence. Like, I would buy iPhone 12 Pro Max if I had enough money. Another example, If I went to school earlier, I wouldn't be late. If we combine them both, the sentence becomes, if I went to school earlier, I wouldn't be late. Or, I wouldn't be late if I went to school earlier. Let's come to the exercise. If she blank 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 come to my house, I blank 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 cook for her. Remember, the first thing that you have to do is identifying the if clause in the sentence. If clause, use verb to. Result clause, use would, verb 1. So, the answer for the first exercise is, if she came to my house, I would cook for her. Now let's try to the second exercise. We blank 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 visit our grandparents if my dad blank 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 go back earlier. Yes, you were right. The answer is, we would visit our grandparents if my dad went back earlier. Now let's come to the third exercise. If we blank 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 move to a big city, we blank 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 know not anyone. Yes, again and again, you're right. The answer is, if we move to a big city, we would not know anyone. Let's try again. What's the answer? Yes, you were right. The answer is, if I invited you, would you come to my party? That is the end of the second conditional explanation.